Players in Cardiff tonight range from a former late-night poker champion to a guy who was in kindergarten when the series first began. That's what I call a generation gap. Let battle commence in party poker, late-night poker. Ones to watch tonight include...
I'll raise your blind again, I promise.
It's the Welsh homeboy, Dave L. Blondie Colclough. He laughed all the way to the bank when he won Late Night Poker Series 5, Porrig Parkinson. And no one loves action like this crazy kid.
He has a chance to double up here.
Roland de Wolf. Let's join our commentator, Simon Trumper.
Thanks, Vicky. Joining me tonight, Joe Beavers.
Good evening, Simon.
Hiya, Joe. Of course, Joe, one of the original late-night poker stars, 1/4 of the famous Hendon mob, and has a fantastic record, having made 3 finals.
Colclough reaching for some of those red chips. What are the values of the chips, Simon?
The yellows are 25, the reds are 100, and the greens are 500.
Pocket fives for Colclough.
Well, it wouldn't be very hard to get fit.
Look at this, Parkinson has found pocket rockets.
You stay in bed for the day, you get fitter.
Raise to 325.
He's chatting away. He's on the button.
Should do one of those fitness videos.
Cool.
And a call for Michael Kiner. We could have some fireworks here, Joe. So, 3 to a flop. Porrig Parkinson got the best starting hand in Hold'em, pocket aces. Colclough's got a pair of 5s and Kiner's got ace-jack.
Pretty short one.
See what the flop brings.
That's bad news for Michael Kiner.
Check. Check.
It's good news for Colclough. He can get out of the way now. Parkinson is going to do everything he can to try and extract the maximum. And he's checked it.
Checked it on the button as well. I think you're going to get a little bet from Michael Kiner here. Won a gold bracelet this year at the World Series of Poker in 7-card stud, Michael.
So an easy fold for Dave Colclough. Well, Porrig Parkinson, a previous winner of Late Night Poker.
Raise to 1500.
Raises it up to 1500. He made a small raise pre-flop. He checked the flop. That's what Michael Kiner's thinking. Is it possible he's got better than ace-jack?
Call.
Makes the call. He doesn't know it, but he's drawing dead. He's probably going to check here, Michael. And it's how much can Porrig extract from him? Pot's 4,000. How much would you bet here?
It's 1500.
1500.
Good call, Joe. And I can't see how Michael can get away from this.
It's a very, very well-sized bet. You know, Michael won't want to pass. He's still going to have chips left. Had Porrig really gone for it and put the pressure on Michael, it would have been an easier pass, I think. Michael's really wishing he didn't call a raise before the flop with ace-jack in this spot. But with Porrig, you just never know.
Cool.
Yeah, he's made the call, and he's not going to be too happy when Porrig turns over trip aces. Yeah, look at that, a blow of exasperation. Porrig Parkinson rakes in the biggest pot of the night. He might be chatting, he might be jovial, he might be making a lot of raises, but let me tell you, when he gets the goods, he knows how to play them.
When I was told what my heat was, I kind of laughed because, like, on paper, it's probably a very tough heat. But I really laughed because, you know, when we played late night poker first, we came with our own money. Our money we borrowed, and people took pieces of us, and that was the prize fund. And some of the visionaries told me that this was the way poker was going to go, that someday you'll be on TV, and somebody's kind sponsor is going to pay you to wear a logo, and the sponsor of the event is going to add money to the thing. I mean, like, I'm not the brightest guy around. Anybody ever told me that, I thought it was nuts. But this is the way poker has come. It's only 5 years.
Each player starts with 5,000 in chips. We've got 7 players here. The winner will go through to the final of Late Night Poker. The runner-up will go through to the semi-final.
You could have done the brains.
Very anticipant.
We would have got it wrong once.
One of our online qualifiers passed there, as does Mark Goodwin.
Is that just a limp from Colclough with ace-king?
Pass.
And here's our other online qualifier.
Here comes the aggressive Swede, Mr. Andren.
Yeah, I think you called it, Joe. Clough decided just to limp in with ace-king. Andren raises it up, king-queen suited. Now, let's see how Mr. De Wolf wants to play ace-queen. He calls. Well, surely this is a time where Dave should re-raise.
Raise to 1300.
Yeah,
it's one of those situations where when you limp and get raised and re-raised, people very often think you've got aces or kings. It's a very, very clever way to play ace-king. Had he raised with the ace-king and got 2 callers and flopped 3 bricks, it might have been difficult for David to win that pot.
Yeah, but wear cufflinks before they gave it out. That was cheap looking thing. You didn't used to wear cufflinks.
Is Andren going to perhaps think that Dave Colclough's bullying him?
Yeah.
He's got 6,000, it's only 1,000 to call. He knows king-queen probably isn't in front. He must know it's not in front, Simon.
he shouldn't really call, especially when you've got De Wolf sitting behind you, who's also smooth called his initial raise. He chose to call, and look at this, De Wolf folds instantly the better hand.
Nice read, Roland.
See the difference there. You can see, I mean, obviously, you know, people think Roland might be a bit of a luck box. He's proved there that he's a lot more than that.
And look at this flop. Andren has flopped the nut flush.
Check.
This could be disaster for Dave Colclough.
Wow. If a fourth heart comes off, it will save him. Now, is Colclough going to lose any money? He's got ace-king, top pair, top kicker. What he doesn't know is that Andren has flopped the stone-cold nuts. The glasses have come off, Joe.
Yeah, I just
now, is
saw
that a tell?
It's 1200.
When we talk about tells in poker, it's when a player does something subconsciously. They don't realise they've done it. Now, has Dave picked up on the fact that for the first time tonight, Andren has took his glasses off?
All in.
All in.
Surely Dave can now get away from this. This is a massive over-raise. No, he's called.
And call. Dave all in.
Dave Colclough is drawing dead.
Shows ace king.
Ace queen.
Oh,
Aces
wow.
and king, queen of hearts. Eric got
Andren was trying to represent maybe a pair of aces with a flush draw. And because the bet was so big and so aggressive, that's why Colclough's called.
That's it. Dave Colclough. He had the best hand pre-flop. Played it perfectly. Limped in, made the re-raise. He got called by Andren. And on an ace-side flop, Andren flopped the stone-cold nuts. We've lost Dave Colclough.
It might have looked like he had a hand because he checked the flop and he was deliberating a little bit too much on the act in front, but he could have thought he had the best hand if he was sat there with ace-queen. You know, he could have hit his ace with a queen kicker, or you know, there's a lot of hands there that he might think he's winning with when I've got him beat.
Dave Colclough, for a very long time, was the unluckiest man in late-night poker history. In Series 1, he was knocked out early in his heat. In the second series, he found himself heads-up with Malcolm Harwood, but was unable to crack the formidable Rock.
Eight's giving him a shot, that's true. 7 or queen to save David. No, not to beat.
In Series 3, he almost made it to the final, but not quite.
Dave Colclough will see you in the semi-final game.
And again in Series 4. But finally, in the 5th series, Dave won his heat against late-night poker veteran Bamba Xanthos and made it through to the final.
We've got a result, and that's going to make Dave Colclough a very happy person.
The man they call El Blondie found his mojo at last.
Blinds are now 100, 200. Our chip leader, online qualifier, Eric Andren, closely followed by Porrig Parkinson. Short stack Michael Kiner.
Yeah, just over 5 big blinds now for Michael. If he goes through the blinds again, he might find that any hand calls him on the big blind. He'll be looking to get it in, any ace, any pair.
Well, Tisson's found a big hand here. He's on the button, he's got ace jack of diamonds.
Raise to 400. Don't worry about that.
It's more than 50%.
So, Tisson raises it to 400 with ace jack of diamonds. Parkinson, small blind, flat calls.
You can't raise like 400 and 200. Just so you know, I don't. Yeah.
So it's a minimum raise.
It's a minimum? Yeah. You can string.
He's got king jack suited, and Eric Andren has got ace queen, and he also flat called in the big blind. So 3 to the flop. Oh wow, we're going to see some fun.